For every YouTube animator who's loved by a whole generation of people, there's someone who became hated by just as many people. My name's Ryan, and here are the most loved versus the most hated YouTube animators, starting with Alex Clark, who was once hailed as the next big thing in animation until his downfall became one of YouTube's slowest burns. Alex Clark launched his YouTube channel in December 2009, and for the first few years, growth was painfully slow. The year 2016 brought his golden era with viral videos like First Kiss Story, Selfies Gone Wrong, and First Girlfriend Story, and in the next few years, he was raking in millions of subscribers. But once his most successful Babysitter series began to fall flat, everything started spiraling. In that same year, Alex posted a VidCon vlog featuring Jaiden Animations, who, at the time, had never shown her face publicly.
We're looking for Jaiden. We're gonna do a face reveal. We didn't find Jaiden, but we found her biggest fan.
Jaiden was obviously very uncomfortable with posting her face online, and she brought up concerns with Alex.
We also need markers, so if anyone that's watching this has a time machine and markers, you know what to do. I see people! Whoa! Ah!
I'm really glad you guys came because I was just by myself and I was like, oh.
Hugs, hugs, hugs! I love you!
And even offered to help Alex out.
Like, I was like, I'll edit it myself. I edited it all. It took like a couple hours and I sent it back. And then he's like, I think I'm gonna put the one with your face up.
My channel?
They had like, you know, Jaiden, like VidCon vlog featuring Jaiden. My name was first, and like they put hashtag Jaiden face reveal and stuff.
The backlash from the animation community was swift and severe, and Alex eventually took the video down, but the damage was already done. He not only violated her trust, he waited for her to work for hours before discarding her efforts. Imagine literally ruining your friend's mental health and self-esteem for views. And although the initial backlash was heated, Alex didn't apologize for years after the incident, which made the hate pile up even more. Worst part is they never apologized. Nobody likes Alex Clark to this day, and he is yet to apologize. After 7 years, Alex finally spoke up, saying he had privately apologized at the time and was now ready to reflect on it publicly.
And I want you to know that back when this happened, I apologized to Jaiden in private. While I have addressed this in private long ago, I've never made a public statement because I've struggled with how to address a sensitive and complex issue that involves another person's mental health and their privacy.
But despite apologizing, he still did not admit that what he did was completely wrong and in the violation of Jaiden's privacy.
Even though we disagree on what happened, because everything I did was from a place of support or wanting to make things right.
Insane how it took you 7 years to own up to your mistakes. It almost feels like you only made this video just because your fan base is drifting away and your channel is dying, blaming it on because you didn't know. Unfortunately, that became the truth, as in the years that followed, Alex never managed to bounce back, with his recent videos barely pulling in a fraction of the views he once had. While Alex Clark's reputation took a massive hit after betraying a friend's trust, that very friend, Jaiden Animations, only grew more respected and loved with time. Jaiden launched her channel in 2014, carving out a niche in storytime animation with a clean art style, expressive characters, and a wholesome sense of humor.
For people who have been around for a while, you might be seeing the title and thinking, Jaiden, aren't you allergic to cats? And to that, I'd say, yes. Kind of.
Her relatable storytelling and upbeat delivery quickly won fans, propelling her to over 14.5 million subscribers today. Unlike many creators who chase clout, Jaiden's authenticity became her superpower. She's not afraid to open up about personal struggles like social anxiety, mental health, and self-growth. In March 2022, she published Being Not Straight, publicly coming out about her sexuality.
I've come to realize that I'm aro-ace, which stands for aromanic asexual.
And the response was overwhelmingly positive, but with many viewers saying it had a profound impact on their own identity journeys. Every few months, I come back and watch this video. This video helped me discover my sexuality and really put a lot of puzzle pieces in place for me. But her impact goes far beyond just storytelling. Jaiden has consistently used her platform for good. In 2020, she participated in a charity livestream initiated by Jacksepticeye that raised over $260,000 for COVID-19 relief. But even that wasn't her biggest moment. Jaiden took part in MrBeast's 50 YouTubers Fight for $1 Million challenge and won. While most people would have spent it on themselves, Jaiden had something else in mind.
Put it towards paying for as many people's art degrees as possible. It's really scary going into the art field right now between the animation industry hitting their rough patches, AI threatening to take artists' jobs. The overall career path is extremely intimidating and difficult to break into.
And just like that, over the years, she's built a loyal fan base that celebrated her channel's 10th anniversary like a family. This got me feeling so freaking sentimental. Your videos have gotten me through so much and you never fail to make me laugh. Feel like a proud older sister every time you achieve and accomplish another milestone. But not every animator stayed true to the craft, like this next creator who built a channel off of other people's work and barely credited any of them. Jaiden Animations has built a YouTube empire with over 10 million subscribers. And on the surface, their channel looks like just another channel riding the wave of storytime content with fast-paced videos, simple animation style, and often involving trending audio.
Two blondes and a man are about to explode in 60 seconds.
Contestants, you will each take turns trying to defuse the bomb. Otherwise, this minute will be your last.
But although everything seemed harmless, multiple animators have come forward saying that not only do they receive no credit for their work, but they're paid only a flat $50 per video for the entire animation, while the channel owners were making a whopping $234,000 per month. I actually know a guy that worked for him, and his main complaint was that they never got any credit. There are about 20 animators all working for his channel, and he doesn't know any of them. I was an animator for Nutshell for about a year, and his overall work pipeline is all messy and unfair. But that wasn't all, because behind the scenes, animators were instructed to copy trending TikToks using AI audio, showing just how little originality went into production for a channel this big. Viewers who knew his channel were disappointed and said, "We got child labor in the animation industry." But apart from not giving animators their deserved recognition, Nutshell Animations did not even consider crediting the creators from whom the audio was taken. It took them to receive a lot of backlash and creators coming at their asses for them to start crediting people. Although they're adding credits now to their recent videos, viewers' perception of the channel has changed forever, with some saying, "He was good until he became literally one of those content farm channels." And while Nutshell Animations has built a brand that exploits young talent, the same can't be said for Gazot, who teaches millions of young people how the world works. Gazot posts beautifully animated videos in over 8 languages, breaking down the universe, the human body, the end of time, and somehow makes it all feel like a bedtime story. Being created in 2013, their turning point came in 2015 with the viral video The Fermi Paradox, which now has over 30 million views. This put them en route as the go-to channel for bite-sized, mind-blowing science.
All share one fundamental property: your immune system thinks some healthy part of you is the enemy. It's like a country attacking itself. Fighter jets bomb roads, snipers hunt doctors and baristas, artillery levels daycare centers.
But their rise to fame as a channel with over 24 million subscribers wasn't just from stunning visuals, but the channel's goal to simplify complex science. In an interview, the founder and head writer of the Gazot channel, Philip Detmer, shared the following.
Every single fact and every single field can be turned into a number of different short stories. And everything complicated is only complicated because someone is bad at explaining it.
And Gazot hasn't failed to draw millions of people to science through their videos ever since. It's nice to finally have some truly unbiased and well-researched information coming out these days. But their success goes far beyond viewership, because in 2015, Gazot was commissioned to create a video on the end of disease by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Additionally, their videos were appreciated by a study published in Visual Resources that the video is an example of an aesthetically compelling explanation of the biological process, and it includes fantastical depictions that convey the message in a more comprehensible, straightforward manner. Many viewers were feeling the same way about how this channel doesn't just tell you facts, it tells you feelings. I've never related or learned so much from any info source. The channel has grown to become a recipient of several awards and received millions in sources of funding from multiple foundations. And unlike Gazot, Shappie's Way used that same kid-friendly style to push adult jokes under the radar. His videos showed cute, chibi-style dogs that looked a lot like characters from kids' cartoons, but instead of being made for kids, these videos included dirty jokes, dark humor, and sexual scenes.
Alright, so here's how you're gonna defend dropping the soap. Once you bend down, when they come in, you're gonna reach for one of the leg back here. Grab, pull, sit back, close the curtain, okay? And then from here, you know you're gonna get your revenge, man. Because sometimes you gotta be gay too.
And that's what made it worse, because Shappie's old About section was the complete opposite of the kind of videos he posts. Spreading joy, conquering obstacles, and uplifting minds. I'm Shappie, your 2D embodiment of fun and resilience. People started comparing it to digital Elsagate, the disturbing trend of adult-themed videos disguised as kid content. And Shappie's content fit that mold a little too well. And when fans and creators across the platform called him out for his misleading content, Shappie kept insisting that his videos were 18+ and justifying that this art style has existed for decades and has been used multiple times on adult shows. My cousin who was in first grade was watching this stuff. It was absolutely weird because he had no idea what it meant. He just thought it was kid friendly since it was talking dogs, which is typically what kids like. Shappie even made passive aggressive comments under the videos that were calling him out. Still, despite the criticism, Shappie went on to blame kids and their parents who watch his content to be at fault, saying that if kids see us instead of young adults and adults when we are age restricted, you should report it until they fix the issue. But to make things even worse, Shappie posted on his community tab throwing shade at all the people making videos about his content. He said, "You're doing a phenomenal job making us go viral. Bless your bold, misinformed energy. We literally couldn't do it without you." Months later, the only change was that Shappie has changed his channel's About section, and yet the videos remain suggestive as before. And while Shappie Sway's legacy still remains controversial, Eddsworld became a part of childhood for a generation, only to end in heartbreak. The journey of Eddsworld started in 2002, as Ed Gould's flash experiments on new grounds bloomed into full-blown comedic adventures by 2004. He later moved to YouTube by teaming up with his friends Tom and Matt, and they launched Eddsworld in 2006 with their very first video, Towards Adventure. They turned simple, short, random animations into full-on episodes that are fast-paced, chaotic, and filled with absurd comedy like zombies, time travel, and explosions, with each episode feeling like a random adventure between friends. One of their early hits, Zombie Nation, helped Eddsworld blow up, and the channel kept growing from there.
Alright, there are 3 routes to the station. Through the zombie-infested mall, through the haunted graveyard, or through that old house over there.
And so many fans still love it to this day, saying the fact that this was one of the earliest zombie animations on YouTube, yet it still holds up, really says something. But Ed Gould's influence went far beyond just jokes, when he was noticed by the organizers of the 2009 United Nations Climate Change Conference, who requested the creation of an episode about climate change, which was used in the opening ceremony of the conference.
What do you mean?
Well, if we keep using this much electricity, then the power plants that provide it will have to work overtime, and that will result in the excretion of excessive amounts of greenhouse gases that will travel to the polar ice caps and boil and melt them and cause the sea levels to rise, which will ultimately result in extreme weather changes, no doubt causing the Earth to both overheat and flood simultaneously.
However, the most heartbreaking moment came in 2012, when Ed revealed something quite personal.
And Ed, why are you here?
Because I am ill.
How ill are you, Ed?
Pretty damn ill.
What do you have, Ed?
Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I'm gonna be away from a computer for a while.
And later that year, everyone's worst fears came true.
Hey Edheads, we have some bad news.
On the morning of Sunday the 25th of March 2012, Ed Gould passed away after a 6-year-long battle with cancer.
I come back to this every so often and I smile, because even in the light of a horrible situation, they're happy and together, the way it should have been. And instead of ending the series, his friends decided to keep it going, launching a crowdfunding campaign to continue the show titled Eddsworld Legacy. After Ed's death, Tom took over from 2012 to 2016, then passed it to Matt, who's still posting new episodes using better animation but still keeping the original vibe. Today, Eddsworld has over 4 million subscribers. But despite the channel's success, fans still haven't forgotten Ed, with one of them commenting, "It's been 12 years since he passed away, and I just want to say, YouTube would have been greater if he was still here. Rest in peace, Ed." Eddsworld's channel proved that heart can outlive the creator, and that's why people still love it. Unlike this next creator, who turned talent into controversy. Vivian Medrano, aka Vivy Pop, began her YouTube animation journey back in 2012, and rose to fame as one of the most recognizable names in online animation. She stood out for her vivid, detailed art and unique representation, which quickly won over animation fans with her energetic style and gained over 10 million subscribers. And just like that, Vivy Pop built a cult-like following through her breakout series Zoophobia, Has Been Hotel, and Hell of a Boss. But with that popularity came controversy, and a lot of it. When her shows moved into full production, the spotlight brought growing scrutiny around a variety of issues. Back in 2016, she introduced JoJo in her webcomic Zoophobia, a character that many viewers saw as an exaggerated, offensive caricature of a transgender person. And while it was already offensive, the backstory to this creation was even more messed up. Vivzy had a falling out with one of her friends who she had purchased characters from before. This led to a couple-month-long controversy where the two publicly fought and argued online. The person she fell out with made a character of Vivzy, and Vivzy made one of them, leading to JoJo being created. But that wasn't all. Former staff accused her of underpaying artists and fostering a harsh leadership style. They accused Vivzy of inconsistent work/pay, little to no communication, insane crunch for way too little pay. As if that wasn't enough, Vivy Pop came under fire once again for incorporating Haitian voodoo symbols into the Has-Been Hotel. These are sacred, symbolic drawings used in Haitian voodoo ceremonies. This drove the Haitian and Creole communities to accuse her of cultural appropriation, arguing that the symbols were used out of context and stripped of their spiritual meaning. It's not cool, and you're perpetuating the years-long stereotype that anything related to voodoo has to be spooky or evil. Voodoo is meant for people who are Haitian, Creole, those ancestries, etc. It's not for white people. Apart from that, she released a song called Poison for the Has-Been Hotel series, but that was also met with criticism for glamorishing sexual abuse. This is genuinely insulting to actual victims of SA and disgusting. And the situation for her only got worse, with viewers slowly turning away. The more I hear about her, the more I want to avoid the things she's made. And while Vivzy Pop's downfall came from the chaos behind the scenes, the next creator rose to fame for doing the exact opposite, keeping things simple, honest, and real. Trainer Winnie made a name for himself in the fitness scene in 2023, with his bodybuilding simplified YouTube series now boasting over 700,000 subscribers. What truly set him apart was his laid-back, science-informed basic exercises.
I'm gonna take you through all the steps necessary to get you to start lifting. I will also cover the basics of nutrition and supplementation, and give you a full workout routine that you can follow,
as well as his funny yet genuine personality.
You only need the basic exercises, that's all. Don't go into the comments trying to type some BS like, "Oh Winnie, but I have seen this guy on TikTok and he said it's a must to exercise."
His videos stand out because he doesn't waste your time with fluff or distractions, unlike many other fitness creators on the platform. No annoying long intros, no annoying ads, just straight to the point. He kept it simple, and that simplicity resonated hard with beginners drowning in fitness noise. He keeps everything simple, and his advice is excellent. I couldn't recommend following his advice enough. And while most YouTubers in the fitness space only talk workouts and diet, Winnie went one step further, releasing videos like Fall Asleep Faster, Wake Up Bigger, where he broke down sleep, recovery, and lifestyle. But it doesn't just end there, because Winnie's viewers trust him to the point where they find his videos validating. When Trainer Winnie makes a video and it's exactly what you do at gym already, feels good, man. Your videos have by far been the most helpful since I started training. It's that connection that made him stand out. Fans didn't feel like they were watching a bodybuilder flex, but more like being guided by a friend who genuinely wants them to win. And that genuine connection grew even stronger because Winnie launched free beginner programs like Dumbbells Only. And while Trainer Winnie built his channel by sharing genuine advice, it's a different story for My Story Animated, who has built their channel on misleading fictions. My Story Animated was a channel created in 2019 to share life-changing stories with the world. However, their video titles and storylines were so questionable that people thought it sounded like a 7-year-old girl's stories.
Hi, my name is Tessa, and this might sound crazy, but by the time I turned 18, I already had 18 kids. And it didn't take us long to find ways of being together all alone. Well, as you might guess, one thing led to another, and soon I became pregnant.
That backlash was getting louder as people called out the videos to be cringe, horror, and disbelief in perfect harmony. Videos like How It Feels to Be the School Queen, Girls Are Jealous of Me Despite of All My Conditions, A Billionaire Mafia Boss is Obsessed with Me were seen as creepy messages to aim at kids that instill the wrong idea about real life work. But that wasn't even the worst part, because their videos were a stark contrast to what they claimed to be in their bio to be life-changing, when in truth, they were sensationalized clickbait. I knew these stories were awful, but not so painfully unrealistic and utter garbage where I'm cringing so hard at it and can't watch any more of it. Some people even thought the channel should be renamed to a different name from My Story Animated, since it wasn't really real-life stories anymore. And while they're still continuing to post the videos with similar storylines, their subscriber count has reached an astonishing 24 million subscribers. Unlike My Story Animated's exaggerated tales, The Odd Ones Out built a massive following on honest, relatable humor about everyday life. He started as a bedroom webcomic kid who posted videos to his YouTube channel, which now commands over 20 million subscribers. But before all of his success, Robert James Rison first hit the internet in 2012 as a teenage Tumblr cartoonist, drawing his trademark marshmallow people into comments about everyday life. By August 2014, he launched his YouTube channel, turning those comics into animated storytime cartoons. He was loved for his relatable storytelling with funny videos and self-deprecating tales about school, jobs, and childhood, which stood out in a sea of flashy animation, which built a loyal fan base.
So you know those books you make in a...
I'm gonna stop it right there because I physically cannot watch another nanosecond of my first video. I want to take it down so bad, but I'm keeping it up so you can see how much I've improved.
And that loyalty fade off, because in 2018, James released a best-selling book, The Odd Ones Out, How to Be Cool and Other Things I Definitely Learned, which became an instant New York Times bestseller. He then worked on the board game Can't Catch Harry and released his mobile game named The Odd Ones Out, Let's Bounce. Rison eventually co-created a Netflix series, Oddballs, which debuted in 2022 and ran for 2 seasons. And fans couldn't help but celebrate his journey. It's still wild that a YouTuber managed to get a Netflix cartoon. This is great. From being a creative and funny YouTuber to making its own books and now making his own Netflix channel, he's a legend. Today, with over 20 million subscribers, James has evolved into more than a YouTuber, but is a creative brand built on trust and talent. But not every animator earns that kind of respect. Rico Animations, for example, has become one of the most controversial names on YouTube. Rico Animations has over 12 million subscribers, and at a glance, it feels like just another wild, fast-paced cartoon channel. But Rico's content has always been genuinely bothersome to a lot of people. His videos often involve absurd humor, exaggerated expressions, and outright inappropriate thumbnails. Although their channel description claims that the content is sus and not meant for kids, the videos are not funny and disgusting even to adults. Many people call his videos disguised fetish, in that they are always making the most disgusting jokes, almost as if he is disguising some weird desire. And that's what really set people off, because while animators who spend weeks on thoughtful storytelling struggle to stay visible, this channel posts fast, low-quality shorts that rake in millions of views. Disgusting to see these people famous. Wish it was different than this. Despite all the criticism, the channel has never faced any major consequences and has always made it past YouTube's radar, gaining millions of views for every video. But unlike Rico Animations, some creators earn millions of views without resorting to cheap tricks, and Becker is the living example of it. Alan began animating in 2006 on Newgrounds, uploading his first stick figure short, Animator vs. Animation, in June of that year. And by 2007, the series had migrated to YouTube, where it exploded in popularity. Over the next few years, he continued to evolve the series, with each new episode blending creativity, humor, and technical skill. Alan's storytelling was immersive, making the viewers feel like they were not just watching a stick figure fight, but diving into a digital battleground. The animation versus animator went from what the name says to full-blown super stickman fights. The fact that there's another dimension to fight in makes it stand out. His biggest breakthrough in mainstream fame came with the Animation vs. Minecraft short series, especially the viral Cave Spider roller coaster, which racked up over 466 million views to date. Unlike many other creators who copy trends or memes, Alan wove original cinema-style action into it, creating something truly cinematic. I genuinely love what Alan Becker does. He's an amazing animator and the characters he makes. But what truly sets him apart is how he stayed grounded. While others faced backlash, Alan focused on teaching and uplifting new animators through his tutorial channel, devoted entirely to helping aspiring animators learn techniques from keyframing to character design. So many people found his tutorials helpful and dropped comments like, "I've wasted over $50,000 going to college just to learn these things over the span of months," while Alan does it in a single video. However, Alan's influence goes beyond YouTube. In March 2025, he launched a Kickstarter for Animation Versus, a stick figure fighting game set in the world of animator versus animation. The campaign blew past its $130,000 target, ultimately raising over $1 million, with nearly 12,000 backers backing the project. Till today, there hasn't been a fall, but rather steady quality and evolution, with his recent videos still pulling in millions of views. Alan Becker's legacy shows what staying true to your craft can build, unlike others like Rocky Rakoon, who let controversy define their rise. He was once celebrated for vibrant, kid-friendly animations, but now is infamous as YouTube's most controversial animator, and the Rocky Rakoon channel is known more for scandal than storytelling. His shorts, featuring popular characters from Hell of a Boss, FNAF, and Poppy Playtime, resonated with younger audiences, and just in a few years, his popularity reached nearly 4 million subscribers. However, despite the growing fanbase, fans began criticizing Rocky's increasingly suggestive animations, accusing him of targeting a younger audience with inappropriate content. The tipping point came in 2021 when he released a now deleted video featuring the young He doll from Squid Game in erotic poses, which was widely interpreted as depicting a child character in sexualized content. After Ricky did this doll video, he ended up doing a live stream where he tried to explain himself, yet his explanation wasn't convincing for the viewers.
The Squid Game doll was basically doing the jackal pose. I did not mean to sexualize the Squid Game doll. I also did not that the girl was supposed to be a child, and because it's just a doll.
Him admitting that he didn't think / know the Squid Game doll was a child was the final nail in the coffin for me. But the controversies didn't just stop there. A former Discord moderator shared chat logs claiming Rocky gave one more chance to the poster, who posted a certain type of illegal animated porn on his Discord, saying that this is not a simple issue. And although he doesn't post child characters in suggestive poses anymore, his content is still inappropriate for his audience of 13+ who are still kids. What makes me sad most about Rocky is that he has actual animation talent, but he ended up simply using over-sexualizing and making low-effort content.